Hi House Beautiful, I'm Lauren. This is my house, come and have a look around. I am a sensory designer and strategist, and we are in my home in London Fields where I've been for 16 years. As a sensory designer, my work is focused on exploring the world through the senses, so looking at colour and material, but also fragrance, flavour. I try to design projects that interact with the senses in some way to give you a really kind of full understanding and connection with the world around. Colours for me is really important, not just in how it looks, but how it makes you feel. So I tend to choose colours to evoke the kind of feeling I want to feel when I'm spending time in that room. Obviously not just for me, but for other people in the family as well. So in here, the kitchen, we've got this really bright green and there's an electric blue, and I wanted them to be hyper-real expressions of the outdoors because we look onto the park and we've got this beautiful big tree, but I liked the idea of bringing the energy of nature in, but in a more hyper-real way. And then because we'd chosen the electric blue, and I love that colour, I feel like it's just got such a vibrant energy, I wanted that to be the thread throughout the house. So you'll see it reappear in the hallway and then again in the upstairs bathroom. I have a really specific type of synesthesia called calendar synesthesia, which is where you visualise your calendar sort of in front of you, made up of different colours and shapes, and people view them in different ways. But mine's very much about shapes and colours, so each day of the week is a different shape and a different colour. So I feel like the way that I experience synesthesia is much more graphic, so it's a bit more of a design focus rather than sensorial, which is surprising maybe because my work's very sensory. A couple of the colours, the pink, Monday's a very pink colour that's similar to the floor down here and up in the bathroom on the walls. And there is a green that's very similar to this, so maybe there is some crossover, but I'd say that it's more of a almost infographic kind of influence it has on me. So we renovated the kitchen when I was pregnant with my second child, as everyone seems to do. I was directing the people putting the work surface in from the hospital bed after I'd given birth. But it was really nice timing as well because our family was growing, and having a bigger kitchen that led out into the garden and being able to sort of open the doors out into the garden was really nice. And I feel like quite often in kitchen renovations, especially with side extensions, people have their kitchen on the lower side and then have the table on this side. So we designed it where the table would be next to the door so you could look out to the kitchen, but when you're cooking and preparing food, you are in the nice bright light part of the kitchen, and we just have our storage on that side in the darker side of the kitchen. We worked with a really lovely carpenter who built the kitchen, and we chose ply. We went for birch ply. I wanted something that felt really light and really natural, but had like a really modern feel. And also so that it went with this birch ply pegboard system. I got the boards made, but then the carpenter built the shelves so that they matched the kitchen. I wanted this space to feel really creative and invigorating, both for like cooking, but I kind of love the idea of the kids being able to sit around the table and paint and draw and make it a really creative space. And I also wanted it to be a bit modular, so the shelving units here, we contacted a really nice shelving company called Crace Design, and they did a bespoke pegboard shelf design for us. So the idea was like, this is the really nice light part of the kitchen to just throw more light down and have something where we could move the shelves around, and I could display things that I collect that are full of colour and meaning, that provide like a constant source of inspiration. The objects that I display on the shelves do change, and they're a mixture of practical food related items, but then also things like this little educational alphabet object from India that I collected when Dennis and I were travelling, and it's like a nice memento of that time, but it's really colourful and inspiring. Some of the plant pots I've painted, really nice like kitchen paintings. It's by a local artist called Becky Bohr, who has a stall at Broadway Market, and I just loved the colour of the lemons, and the bowl kind of matches our bowl on the island. And then collecting wine bottles, some of the nice wines that I like, and I love the labels on them. And then I do collect old tins as well, and that's where I tend to store coffee and tea and other things, but you might not know that they're in there. So it's a kind of mixture of utilitarian and other inspiring objects that I've collected. This space I designed very purposefully with the shelf for cookbooks, and it's got a light underneath that throws some light down. And these pictures are by my friend Jamie Brown, who I went to uni with, and I've had them for years, but I always knew that I wanted them to be in a seating nook in our kitchen when we finally did it. So I probably had them for maybe 10 years before we actually did the kitchen. The colour that I chose, I was looking for a green. It's like a sort of hyperreal acid green, and I couldn't find the right one. And I ended up being inspired by this Covent Garden soup book cover. So I took that to a paint shop and got it colour matched. Finally, I was like, that's the right colour green. And then it was completed, this area, by some Colours of Arley cushions that were built in that were trying to bring a bit of the pink colour from the other end of the room, and then a brown to kind of soften it a little bit. And then those colours, the colour of the wall, the green gets repeated outside and the pink. So there's like a little bit of a connection between the outside and the inside. This family bathroom is one of my favourite rooms of the house. It was the last major kind of renovation that we did. And it brings the electric blue from the kitchen and from the hallway up here. It was quite a hard layout to design. I had my friend who's an interior architect, Phoebe Lewis, help me do all the cabinetry and layout design. But I knew that I wanted terrazzo flooring, I knew I wanted the electric blue Zelig tiles. I really wanted this bath. That was one of the key things I wanted, and it's a bath by Lusso called the Picasso. I love the curves, and I love that it's a really big bath that can fit more than one person in, or you can just really lounge out. And I wanted to repeat the circular shapes. We've got these lovely mirrors over here, which are pill-shaped and also storage. We can charge our electric toothbrushes in them. And then the cabinetry in front of me has the circular motifs etched into them, and also as cutaways for shelving. One of the best things about this bathroom is the amazing natural light in here. And when we first bought this house, it was really dark. It looks out into the park, but you don't get a lot of afternoon light in here. It's mainly in the morning. But there was also like an attic space above that brought the ceiling down. So when we did this bathroom up, we knocked that ceiling out and created space and put 2 skylights above to increase the natural light. And if you could see the photos of the bathroom before, it was all beige tiles with like a really modern bath and a really ugly toilet and a kind of electric walk-in shower. It's such a transformation. When I originally designed this shower space, I really wanted to have an archway that walked into a kind of Moroccan style shower, but the space here was a bit too narrow. So I took the curves instead, and Phoebe helped me to design this sort of curved edge that has the kind of idea of an arch without creating the arch. But I love the idea, like our entrance, of being able to just walk into this portal of blue, really nice electric blue. And the tiles are Zelig tiles from Mosaic Factory, and the floor is also from Mosaic Factory, and it's like their terrazzo that you can customize. This is our living room. It was designed with the colours to be really warm and cosy, so choosing like a really light pink and then like a very warm enveloping terracotta orange for the ceiling, and then contrasting it slightly with some of these greens and the green of the rug on the floor, which I got in Morocco. And this room is used for chilling out really. It's really nice in the winter. It also gets the sunlight in the afternoon, so lounging and reading a book or watching films. It's kind of more like a cozy family living room. So I chose the pink in here because it's actually quite a cool pink, and this is a west-facing room, so it gets really warm, unfiltered sunlight in the afternoon, so it makes it actually look quite warm as a pink. I didn't want to go too warm because it would have looked really orange, I think, otherwise. But then I brought in a really nice terracotta orange to the ceiling, just to kind of bring the ceiling down and make it feel more cozy. I really wanted this to feel like a lovely, cozy, inviting space to lounge. So we designed the chipboard built-in shelving to match some of our utility room and other bathroom, and just bring a bit of texture into the room, something a bit more unusual. We've got a lot of plywood elsewhere, but the chipboard, I really love the aesthetic. This table is a table I bought when I was a student at Brighton Uni, And I was really obsessed with paint palettes at the time, and I saw it in a little shop in the North Lanes, and the guy who was selling it really wanted to kind of do it up and make the top really perfect, but I was really worried that I wouldn't get it. So I just bought it slightly cheaper, and it's followed me everywhere. I feel like all of the stuff that I collected, which was quite mid-century, I had like 3 cocktail cabinets at one point. I've given all of those away, but this is like my enduring favourite. And I've also got like a paint palette ring, and yeah, I love the shape of a paint palette. Maybe it's something to do with the senses and like mixing colour and mixing fragrances, mixing flavours. There's something that I find really nice about it. And I like the way it matches our rocket lamp in the corner, which my husband's uncle made and kindly gave us. It's a really nice kind of retro style lamp. This is my home studio, which I'm very lucky to have, and it connects to the living room, which is really nice. You've got this like through kind of colour, but you can also close it off for a bit of privacy. It's actually one of the darker rooms of the house, so I decided to go bright and choose yellow so that it had like a nice glow when it does get the morning lights. And this is where I do my work. So whether that's consultancy work on a computer or doing more design work. These are some of my funnels, my latest project that I designed, and I'll sit here and get ideas, and I tend to surround myself with things that inspire me, whether that's like colours or shapes or just nice ideas that I've been playing with. Because I love colour, I really wanted it to be a really vibrant, colourful space that kind of expresses my personality. This room has a really different vibe to the living room. I definitely love a bit of primary colour, Bauhaus inspiration. And if I'm not drawn to a more warm kind of pinks and greens palettes, then I will definitely go for quite primary colours. On my desk, I kind of change what's here quite a lot, but you can see my sketchbook. I'm a really big fan of collecting things, and I have loads of archives that are curated by different themes. So this is like a psychedelic archive. I've also got pictures, like colour charts, old French colour charts I've collected in markets. I've got some candles that I've been given as presents and a colour wheel. And then there's some pictures by my kids that I find really inspiring, as well as some of my own sketches. And then there's like a tombola that I found on the street across the park, which I just love the colours of and the sort of retro feel, handmade feel it has. I've had this ladder axe unit for a really long time. I actually bought it before we did the renovation to this studio and living room. We had it downstairs originally, and it's kind of moved around, but I absolutely love modular design. So I like the fact that you can move shelves around, move things up and down, and you can fit things into different spaces. But when we put the walls in and moved the door to this end, I actually made sure that everything was perfect so that this unit would fit here. And I'd love to get some more shelves, and will do in the future, but I like that you can display things and you can also hide things away. There's a cocktail cabinet, but then there's nice cabinets for storing kind of things you don't want to see, lockable drawers, and just displaying things that I love. This is the main bedroom, and it's still a little bit of a work in progress, but we painted it white when we first moved in because we weren't sure what colour we wanted to paint it, and I think that will probably change, thinking maybe olive green, but for now it's very much focused on textures and layering of colours, and the books are colour ordered in the corner. There's quite a focus on green. I think that'd be really nice to kind of bring lots of greens in, because I find green very restorative, quite calming. Obviously the green that we've got in the kitchen is bright, but I think it has the power to be very calming as well. And the rugs on the floor are presents from friends. This is from one of our best friends, Nick, who introduced me and Dennis. And then there's another couple of rugs on the floor over here, which my mum and dad brought back from traveling in Tibet. This is a present that I made for my husband on our first year anniversary, and I've kept it ever since, or we've kept it. It's based on a Mexican niche, which is like a little kind of theatrical, homemade, crafted story, I guess. And it's about the first weekend we spent together in Brighton, hence the waves and the sun and the sky, and we went out dancing, can't remember where, but yeah, it was a little ode to him and to us. I hope you've enjoyed looking around my colourful home. Thanks so much for watching.